Welcome to Security Check. Today we have a needlessly flexing deck profile of full bling max rarity Royal Knights.
I'm so glad I can do this. Finally. I wasn't supposed to go max rarity.
But things happened.
Some people who know me know that I ain't a biggest fan of the pre-release stamps. Especially in rare cards, because they already are foils.
Yeah.
I can see why you would like to have pre-release cards from your uncommons, but...
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because they are foil.
The pre-release stamp is just plain ugly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They should do the pre-release stamp as a text of the set that is in the box. That would be way better.
But...
To the deck.
Of course, we start with the mandatory 4 of the only egg you can play in this deck. Because...
It makes the deck.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I've thought that you theoretically could run a 5th egg. Because if it's not your first egg, it does not fuck up your whole plan. But if you hatch it first, it just ruins your whole day. So don't do that.
If you want to gamble, you can play a 5th egg.
Yeah, because the card says breeding start of your turn. Reveal the top card of your Digi-Egg deck, then place the card and all of your Royal Knight trade Digimons as the Digimon's bottom deck evolution cards. So you could theoretically run anything, but don't do that. If you forgot to hatch, or if you can't hatch the King Trasil at the start of your game, you lose so much momentum.
You probably lose.
Yeah, just because of that. Then you are hard playing your Royal Knights for full cost.
That would feel bad.
Yeah. But yeah, the King Trasil is the only egg you ever want to play in this deck. Maybe not ever if we get something different or another King Trasil, but for now at least.
Yeah.
Then we start with the cards you want to start your game with. If you go first, if you start the game, you would like to play the Magnamon, because it's only 2 cost with the King Trasil's effect.
It's a good start.
Yeah, and
it's
when
the
it
best start.
would leave the battle zone, you'll get to draw 1 card.
Yeah.
I really love this card, and I'm drawn into the BT13 sets alts. They're kind of good in the card form and with the texture and foiling and all that good shit. But this sometimes feels that it's not enough. The 4 cards you would like to start. So I've been playing the 5th Magnamon also from BT8, and this bastard. Bless you. This bastard is the only reason I went for max rarity. I got it for a good price from our friend here in Turku. Thank you, Juha. And yeah.
Then there is no coming back from that.
If you have the max rarity version of 1 card and you're like, I don't have the pre-release cards, should I just grab them? So I grabbed them. So I play 5 Magnamons. Feels kinda illegal to say out loud. 4 BT13 and 1 BT8. You probably won't need or want to play more than 1, if even the 1 BT8 Magnamon, because you don't want to have too many same names.
Yeah.
And it does not have the draw effect like the BT13 Magnamon.
Indeed. It's just that you need to have enough like reasonable plays on your turn 1.
Yeah.
So you don't just like hard slam some random stuff.
The other turn 1 play is Dynasmon.
4-5?
Yeah, 4-5 memory. It hurts sometimes, but
it gets you going.
Yeah, and it's you can look top 4 and grab 2 Royal Knights. So it's the second best start. If you're going second, it's the best turn 1 play. If you are at 2 or 3, then it passes like 2 or 3 memory. And Dynasmon is a really fun utility card later in the game. You can get it out with Purge and play something else to kill all your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimons. And it comes up.
Surprisingly
Often.
Often.
Yeah. Then, if you don't have any of these 9 cards in your starting hand, you probably would like to see Omegamon, because it's the worst of the starting cards, but it can get you to the same position as Magnamon or Dynasmon by dying to security.
Yeah, and it draws your card and then it gives you more fuel for your discounts. So.
Yeah, and it's also chips, because it's not a Royal Knight, so it does not go under your King Tracer.
Yeah.
So, 4 Omegamons. Then we go to the 2-offs in my deck. Ulforce with Roman. At the start I played only 1, because I didn't find it that good. But then I tried 2, and now I would like to run 3. It's much better than you thought. Than I thought.
It's annoying.
Source stripping, especially with the Purge used with this, is really good. Or if your opponent slams something down, you can just use the Purge to play this out. And this is itself being played, so you don't even need to activate the on play. You just bounce something.
Yeah.
With no sources. So it's really good. I really like it. Then we have 2 of Chessmon or Yesmon, because we have no chess in this deck. It's just removal. It's here for same things as Alphors, just to remove your opponent's board. It's not as good though, because you only have...
Bouncing is usually also better than destroying.
Yeah, because you don't activate on deletions or anything like that. And this starts from 6000 DP. And Alphors can basically get rid of anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Alphors is better, but you don't want to run too many 3-offs or 4-offs in this deck, because names. And you want to see different names. Then it's Craniamon. It's probably one of the less played cards in my deck when I play the deck. But
I saw you play one for the first time yesterday. I was confused.
It's really good card.
It's probably one of those cards that is like not super good against everything. It finds its place at times, but it's not like you can rely on it against everything.
Yeah, it's really good when you are facing bounce, like Alphors or Mirage or Jellymon, or basically any blue deck. Or against Blue Flare also, because your opponent can't target this, so it can be frozen.
Can
it can,
but
yeah,
it does nothing.
Yeah, so you can block your opponent still with the Craniamon. Then we are running 2 of Kentarosmon. Slowly and surely, it's probably going to be my favorite card in the deck, because with Kentarosmon and enough chipping or being chipped enough, you are getting your Omnimon turns way sooner than you should, because if there is 6 or fewer securities combined in the field, you can play this and gain 3 memory and recover, which is really good, and it swings twice.
Yeah.
So it basically is like 2 dudes under your King Tracer in right situations. And I really like it. I really do enjoy that. I also like Kentarosmon as a deck, but it's not that good.
It's a fun one.
So I play every Royal Knights in one deck. I can't play Alphors in its own deck anymore. I'm just playing it.
Mirage Gargamon is just better Alphors. So.
Yeah, that's sad. Kinda. Then to the 3-offs. I'm playing 3 of Leopardmon. It's one of those cards you would like to play 4 of sometimes, because it's super good. It's also Omnimon enabler in situations that it should not be possible to play Omnimon, because you can purge Leopardmon out and use the cheapening for your Omnimon and use the King Tracel's cheapening for Omnimon. So if you have like one memory, you can have like this and 9, and you still would not
something like
pass turn. And it's stupid sometimes.
Yeah. And it's a good like defender when you can get it and something else out and you have the double blockers or something, so it gives you survivability.
Yeah. And with Leopardmons I really like Magnamons because you can play Leopardmon and then play Magnamon for 3.
Yeah.
So it's really good. And when you play another Digimon, it gains blocker also, and every other Royal Knight and Green Digimon gains blocker. So I really do enjoy Leopardmon. Then it's probably I don't know if it's the most important card in the deck, but in mirrors, it's
one of the best cards.
Yeah. And it's against Alphamon also.
Yeah, and against almost every like big hitter deck that relies on one big Digimon or something. So
yeah, it's really good. I really do.
Especially when you can play it for like 2 or 1
or 3. Yeah, and it has bounce and deletion or removal protection. So it's really good, and you can use the protection even against your own King Trazel.
Yeah,
if you already have Alphamon under your stack, you can just leave the Alphamon on your field, and then you have 2 Alphamons to swing.
Yeah, or you can just chip with the Alphamon that you leave on the field. So.
Yeah, that's true also. Then I play 3 of Gallantmon, the BT13 one. I used to play 2 BT13s and 1 BT12 because I did not have 3 BT13 ones. It's also a really good way to play Gallantmons, but
it's the raid one, right?
Yeah, the raid one. You can get rid of your like 12Ks or 11Ks stuff that this Gallantmon can't get rid of because it's 6K or lower or 13K or higher. So there is the middle ground that you cannot get rid of with this Gallantmon.
Yeah, the BT12 is just that you need to play with Purge basically to get to
because
with
it does not have rush by its own. That's why I play this as a 3 of.
Also, this can come out surprisingly fast because it can cheapen itself and then it can get King Brazel reduction on the cost.
Yeah.
So.
And it's cheap also, but with my luck, my Gallantmons always die to security. Somehow. Then we play 3 of Gankumon. This combined with Alphamon.
It's annoying as heck. Gankumon almost with anything is annoying as heck.
Yeah.
Because you get like second uses of Dynasmon, or like you can get something like Craniamon back, or Kentaurusmon for memory for some reason.
Yeah.
Stuff
and
like
Alphorus Vidramon.
Yeah.
And then you have stuff for your Alphorus Vidramon already on the field, or Chessmon or something. It's really good card, and it's really good that it's not allowed to play itself.
Yeah.
Or Omnimons.
If you could, that would break the deck.
Yeah.
Like you could like swarm multiple Kangomons and
then play Omnimon.
Yeah.
Then for the one-offs, I play 1 Lord Knightmon. I've seen many lists play like 2, but I don't have room and I rarely ever use Lord Knightmon. It's good against like mill because you can get your Omnimons back or some vital piece, but rarely I ever used it. It's more often than not just a purge target, and then you play it out with Omnimon and have 1 swing more, and then you have, if you can't finish the game, you have 5 or 6 knights on the field, and it's like an ice wall with steroids. Then the last one-off is EX3 Examon. I just like this better than the EX BT13. It can swing twice. It can be really good removal. It's 15k. You get it out with Purge. You swing. You unsuspend. You suspend something from your opponent, and then you can swing over it.
Indeed.
It can be like a Floodgate Killer.
Yeah.
Or then it just can get rid of your opponent's boss monster.
And you can technically DNA Digivolve with
Yeah.
this deck, which is kind of funny.
If you are in a rush and you have Leopardmon and Alpha Speedramon under your King Tracer, you can play the Leopardmon out with Purge, then use the Purge and the King Tracer's cheapening to play Omnimon for cheap, and swing with everything. If your Alphors and Leopardmon survive, you just Jogress into Examon and swing 2 more times. I've done that few times and it's an incredible feeling when it happens. I really do enjoy that. Of course, the art is also amazing. Then some more 4-offs in the deck that are not to start the game. Of course, 4-off Omnimon. This deck would not work without the Omnimon.
Oh, really?
This is the one card that allows the deck to work. And
the other card, because King Drazel.
Yeah.
It's like King Drazel and Omnimon make the deck.
Yeah. It's spot removal sometimes. And then it spits out your knights under your King Drazel. Just don't play it out too early, because or don't use it too many times to pop your opponent's Digimons on the field, because then you cannot play the finisher Omnimon. You could also run the Jesmon GX package. I tested it out, but it felt kind of clunky. Some people like it. I kind of liked it, but this feels much smoother. So I really do enjoy this. Should probably try out the GX version before Nats.
Yeah.
Then,
maybe.
Of course, I've mentioned it many times. The Purge, Royal Knights of the Purge. It's just a really good card. It's one of those cards you must run 4 of.
It's a super annoying card, especially when it comes free from security.
Yeah, it's like markers from security, basically.
Yeah.
But you can choose when you attack or when you get it out.
Yeah.
And with the Purge, you can get Gallantmon out and get rid of Floodgates, or Examon out and get rid of Floodgates, or the Leopardmon combo. I've talked many times.
Or all force.
Yeah, or Alpha.
But it just bounces, so the floodgate can come out again. So
yeah,
it's not as good of an answer, but
yeah,
it can give you the turn.
Kentarosmon is also an answer for Floodgates, but it destroys your own security also. So it's kind of sad sometimes. And you are a slower deck, so it can be really annoying to destroy your own securities.
Yeah. Especially as many decks try to aggro the Royal Knights down, so...
Yeah. Then we play 3 of Marcus. How iconic to Marcus to be in Royal Knights. As a lore standpoint. Yeah, but it's probably the best tamer for your deck. You want to have a Memory Scepter, and if Marcus comes out security, it can destroy Floodgates.
And other small stuff. So.
Yeah, and from your hand it can also destroy Floodgates. I've thought about getting rid of one and playing one of Crimson Blaze. Is it Crimson Blaze?
Yes, it's Crimson Blaze.
I always get the name wrong.
I think.
Yeah, I've said it too many times wrong that you're getting confused also.
Yeah.
The Crimson Blaze is better against Examon. What? Well, yeah, Examon also, but I was thinking about Belphamon.
Examon, Belphamon,
Yeah.
basically the same thing.
The same. Yeah, because then they can't use their Gizmons as efficiently. And yeah, it's a Memory Scepter. Well, I don't play any options other than the Purge, so their colors do not matter. Could play Teloanka. You tried to get me to play Teloanka. But yeah,
You did try it.
I did try it. Then I play one of each ST12 Sistermons. I really don't like this one. I never want to get rid of anything from my hand. Maybe a Marcus in a bad day, but I should probably run only this or two of this. It's much better. It gets you reboot if you swing with your Gallantmon and you can play this. Your opponent can't swing into your Gallantmon, or if you can't finish the game when you Omnimon, you can play this with your Gankommons and
get a reboot for your team.
So it's really good. Then the last two cards I play in this deck are Porpugamons from BT13. They are just here to get rid of floodgates. They are 4 costs, but they are 2 usage deletions. So you can, if you are at 3, you play this past turn, or it even doesn't matter how much memory you are at. You play this, you pass turn, your opponent can play another Psychmon or something, and you swing with this to security, and if it dies, it gets rid of another floodgate.
Yeah.
I think it's the best floodgate removal.
Yeah, it's like you need to have enough ways to get rid of the Psychmons of the world and like Solarmons and Chigurimons and so on.
Yeah.
Those really hinder the deck's working, so...
Yeah. The Porpugamon is one card you sometimes like to ditch with the Sistermon. Blank.
It's not good in every matchup. Well,
yeah.
Or like super good in every matchup, so...
If you are sure that your opponent does not play any floodgates against your deck, you can just ditch your Porpugamons, and then they play some random Psychmon in a yellow deck, and you're like, what?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, I forgot that you can use also, like, as a floodgate, those ones that deny playing with effects.
Yeah, the Pomomons and Pillowmons.
Yeah.
And in BT14 we're getting the Gotsumon.
Something like that,
yeah. And it also denies you from playing with effects. So you can play stuff with Gankommon or Omnimon or Purge.
Yeah. And that is also hindering the gameplay, so...
Yeah. But yeah, this is the deck. And I'm pretty sure this is max rarity. These are getting Altards in LMO2.
Yeah.
In like...
Who knows when we get those, but...
Yeah, it's like BT27 or something.
I think BT397, around that time. As a Store Championship participation promo.
Yeah. But
this should be like max rarity at the moment.
Yeah.
Please tell us in the comments if we are talking out of our ass.
Yeah. Because this Porcupamon is common, so there's no pre-release foil and there's no altart for that. And this too does not have any altarts at the moment. Yeah. For us. Omegamon also will get a new foil version or new border. I don't know if it's a foil. New border version.
Who knows?
Yeah, in LMO2, but I'd say the pre-release is max rarity. This totally is max rarity. I wanted to get a playset, but then I saw the prices and I was like, no.
Maybe not.
But I have the one. And because there is no chase cards of any of other these knights or Marcus, it's good. And Purge will get Altart someday, probably.
Maybe, possibly.
It already has it in Japan, so
I don't know.
We will get it someday.
There's so many Altarts.
Yeah, I know. I really know. But yeah, tell us, what would you change in this deck? Would you like to me to play the GX version in video? Or is this good enough? What do you think about the ratios? And have you played Royal Knights yourself?
Any spicy ideas?
Check out the Blockhouse Games link down in the description. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. We are hoping to hit the 1000 subscribers sometimes soon, probably.
Hopefully before end of the year.
Yeah.
That would be great.
We are going to have some special Christmas videos for you. Well, it's not Christmas videos, but for December. Yeah. I hope we will see you at the next video.
Bye.
Bye.